Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Libra. You getting a second reading in the month of Leo, and I'm gonna keep this one quite short. I just want you to get a reading, otherwise you have to wait a whole month. And so the Earth has continued, and we are at the end of Leo. Leo is calling you here, right? When we look at the sun, we see the constellation Leo behind it, and also the moon has continued its path, and now again it's back in your sign when we look at it. So here is Leo calling you a second time. Back then, the seer and the watcher in you recognizes your soul's passion, right? That was the message Leo sun has given you, and so you are hopefully this time recognizing that the seer and the watcher in you recognizes the soul's passion. And we're going to have a look at this, what this reading is wanting to tell you. So really quickly, ruled by Venus. Venus is beauty, is love, is money, is all these things, the beautification of life. And then Leo, passion and having fun. And I think here this moment is kind of saying, well, allow yourself to be passionately beautiful and bring that out of you. The yoga position for Leo is, of course, Simhasana, the lion's breath. And for you, I gave you, as usual here, the balance, standing on your tiptoes, finding the center deep within you, right? And you are the 7th house of partnership. And of course, Leo is the 5th house of passion and joy. So we see what today the message is going to be. Your court card is the Queen of Swords. You quite brutal here. You cut people's head off, their ego. If your birthday is between September 12th and October 12th, then she is your court card. If not, please look in the description below. I have listed there all the cards that I'm using today, and of course all the court cards dates. The Lifruma Healing Oracle, we're going to see what here the rune alphabet is wanting to tell you. So we're going to have an overall card here, and I see what the message is for you through this beautiful oracle. Calc, mortar, anchorage. The number 34. You can stop the video and make the picture bigger and read it yourself. The 3, the Empress, and the 4, the Emperor. And the calc is what we have between the bricks. And so chalky seams of ancient marine creatures transformed and deposited over eons as immovable memories of moments that are no more. Extraneous yet present, evidencing times gone, lives past, moments fallen. Here and now, dig out the decrepit blocks. Dislodge the bricks that should have been displaced long ago. Recalibrate the calcium carbonate. Cleave and cleft, go recast and recreate. Calibrate. Life unconstructed, unanchored. But here the big word is anchored, right? Right here. So the 3 and the 4 is the 7. That's, of course, the Chariot. And we're going to have a look. So what is the anchored or the unanchored energy here that is wanting to speak to you? I am reading this reading to the left because I've decided that to the new moon, we're going deep within. You have then the sun and the new moon in your sign, and that's the left energy. So I'm reading it to the left, and we are as such beginning on the position of the Fool, with the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is connected with the constellation Moon in Taurus, and there we learn how to give. Now, when you look at this card, there are 6 fruits in the tree. The 6 is a very holy number, so you have, in a way, a 6-6 portal here, but this is the 0. This is this foolish idea where you think you want to give. You want to give equally to, no matter if they're rich or poor, if they're good or bad, you want to be there for them. And it's almost like it's a deep calling within you. And I think that's also why Leo is calling you. It's like literally saying, well, have a look at what it is that you like to do in this world. Why are you doing it? And how are you doing it? Because on the position of the Magician comes the rainbow. And you see now, since I've placed this card to the left, he is flying at the 6 of coins. If I had placed it here, he flies out of it. But he's flying at the 6 of Pentacles, at the Moon in Taurus. And so we have the number 41. For the Emperor, which we have here in the 34, and the 1, the Magician, and the Magician is here. Calculated together, it's a 42, that's a 6. So you have a 6-6 portal, and 6 is the self-love, always. How much do you love yourself? How much you appreciate who you have become and who you still want to become. And so here the Magician will bring you the magic, will bring you the rainbow, will bring you the 4 elements that he has here on his table, right? Because in a way this is then here with the 4 in the 41. On the position then of the High Priestess comes here the Prince of Chariot of Water. And that's the King of Cups, right? That's a Scorpio. And Scorpio is the 8th house. So there is an 8 and a 2 creates a 10. And 10 is a new cycle that has ended. And you are understanding something on a very powerful level. So your intuition is letting you know there is into the soul path this personality, a Scorpio, that is going to help you to dive deeper down, because you are going now to your new moon. And the new moon is then in October, where you can plant a seed. And still, right, there is something also saying, well, you also got to recognize the 6 of Pentacles here, the money that you are giving, the money that is coming into your life that you making. And so there is something talking to you. Then on the position of the Empress comes the High Priestess, and she is also facing the left spinning path. And so the King of Cups and the High Priestess, right? It's really interesting because they're both very much connected to the emotions, to the water. And the 3 and the 2 creates a 5 here. So you are learning through the 5 senses that something is wanting to talk to you on a high spiritual level. And you're just taking your path now forward into the direction of, I am ready to take on the 3, because the 3 is also in here in the 34. Then on the position of Leo, the Strength card, right, comes the 6 of Pentacles again. And Leo is calling into the left spinning path. But look, she is looking over at the High Priestess here in this card. So there is a 6-6 portal. Twice you get Moon in Taurus. So have a look at that. Maybe you know a Taurus, maybe a Taurus is in your life, or maybe you should look at the reading Moon in Taurus. Now this month, right, in Leo month, there is maybe a message for you as well. So the deer is looking over to the High Priestess, and so you learn to accept the giving and taking, and to be of importance in this world by knowing that giving and taking is the most important energy there is, right? We need to give and take, because without it, we are just beasts, right? We are just raging, right? And even animals are very clearly giving and taking. Then on the position of your court card, the Queen of Swords, comes the Prince of Swords. And the Prince of Swords is actually the King of Swords, which is Aquarius. So there you get your counterpart, and you see the colors. She's sitting on her throne and he's in his chariot, and he has these two little angels that are pulling it, and he's looking over to the Six of Pentacles. And so incorporate the masculine and the feminine. That's also what's happening here. The 3 and the 4, the yin and the yang, right? You need the bricks and you need the mortar that is holding the bricks together. And so here you learn to embrace that masculinity, or if you are a male, the feminine side deep within you, and to come to a place of like understanding, well, only if I really arrive at my inner core, then I can really see this moment. And he's looking over at you, right? When I place him here as that next card, right? Here you are looking at him and you're like, yeah, I cut his head off. And he's like, maybe he's also like, oh, she's intense. I'm just gonna take that path, take the soul path, right? Because then maybe I got a chance. Only if he is taking the soul path, he gets a chance here to be with you. But if this is the counterpart deep within you, then you gotta really see that here you bringing these two opposite energies together. Then on the position, I'm gonna put this back here, put this down, on the position of the Justice came the world, came the universe. Then you can see how the path continues into the universe, into your universe, and your universe is the universe of justice. This is why you came as a soul, right? To be born as a Libra is giving you the advantage to see the world through Venus, through the beauty, through the fact that you like to be just, you like to be honest, you like to work with the people, and the world needs that. The world needs more beauty, needs more people like you that are really scaling the things and keeping things in its balance. And so here the King of Swords is literally walking into here the world. And we see here Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, right? They're opposite of each other. These are the fixed signs. These are the fixed seasons. And right now we're in Leo season, and it's a fixed sign, right? It's the middle of the summer. The heat is on. And so here we can recognize that you mentally are taking on the world, right? You are ready to really take on the world and to be someone of importance in this world. Because then on the position of the moon which is in your sign, comes here the number 23. The fortune's wheel, the luck and the right timing happens always when you connect with the moon, right? The moon is the path out of the water, through land, up into the air. We're going into the age of Aquarius. And the wheel of fortune is always that moment where we recognize, okay, I have to understand that everything needs the right moment to be fortunate enough for me to continue my path. And now the path goes deep within into the soul. And this is where the moon is telling you, once you have your new moon, you will recognize here something really powerful, right, in the month of October. That right timing where the new moon and the sun is in your sign is a moment where you are going to place a seed. It's important because the moon is the bringer of that empowerment, and you will able to rule the world, right, on that day. Then on the position of the sun comes the pressure. Then through pressure, the soul can go through this moment that it again is able to go back to the full moon, right? You've been then in the new moon, you've been then in the seed, and like a seed, you break free again into the light, but you need to germinate, you need to come down, and the sun is going to give you that clarity. The deeper down you go into the dark side or into the dark matter is going to help you to germinate and go then to the full moon again, which is in 6 months later. So here we have the 23, which is a 5, and the 18 is a 9. Calculated together, that's a 14. That's temperance, right? Come into your center always, right? And also, of course, the 2 and the 3 is the high priestess and the empress. This is 2 female power that are bringing the 5 senses to you, and you're learning to really take that. Then here, the 1 and the 9 is a 10, which is then again calculated with the 26. 26 is an 8. And so the 8 of Leo is calling you, the 8 portal. And so here, the 10 and the 8 is an 18, and that's a 9. And so in the next month, you already will feel the pressure to go deeper down into the earth, into your new moon. And we will see that Virgo is going to help you, because Virgo is holding the lantern in general, right? So Virgo is always there. So now on the position of the sun, we had the 6 of Pentacles, the giving and the taking, being in your center. And on the position of the moon in Libra, Libra came the universe, right? So here the universe is talking to you. The 21 and the 23, we have a 5, and a 3 makes an 8. So the 8 of here, Leo, is saying, well, everything is infinite. Everything is constantly coming and going. If you recognize that you have your new moon in the month of October, then you will see deep down that the clarity the sun is bringing you through Leo and the 6 of Pentacles, that the giving and taking continues always, right? Because then on the position of the universe, of the world, comes the moon. And the moon is, for me, a very special energy. The moon is giving me an understanding that he moves the emotional body. He moves everything in us humans. And he makes me recognize that there are rhythms, that there are feelings that are coming and going, and that I am influenced by certain energies. And I will look deep down into this beautiful color. And this is what Venus makes us feel, right? The beauty of all of it, to see that there really is beauty, there really is something that is talking, because the moon came directly up, right, on the position of the world, and the universe can recognize that the moon is a very important energy. And then the 6 of Pentacles here next to the moon is letting you know then the cycle closes, because you had here a 6-6 portal, right? I'm going to just put this one down. Here's a 6-1 in the 26 as well, right? But you have a 6-6 portal. I'm also going to put this down. And you had a 6 here. So 666, 3 times 6, we know that that's the empowerment to really be like an emperor, because the emperor has that power. He has a true power deep within all of us to make things happen. And the 6-6 here, particularly the very clear 6-6, is saying, well, look at this child, how it's just taking that 6th fruit And the 6 is self-love, right? If you love yourself, then you will do anything to take that fruit, and that fruit is in the tree, and here the money is in the horns, and the money is always there. The money is here, body, mind, and soul. If you're connected with the money, then money will always come to you. Money will even fly to you, right? Like this bird, the rainbow. All the 7 chakras will come to you. And you will recognize also here, this is a beautiful card, right? That this is saying in the moon on the position of the world is saying, well, we need more beauty, and you are the one that is seeing the beauty, right? You're the one that is bringing then the beauty to the real world, right? The world that sometimes is quite cruel and is quite brutal, right? But here you are recognizing that the moon is talking to you, and that you follow that, then the wheel of fortune, or the fortune's wheel, is gonna bring you what you need or what you want, because that's what you get when you understand the centeredness of all things. That's what you get when you start recognizing the equilibrium that you hold deep within will bring equilibrium to you, that then manifests as an outer and an inner energy. Wow, so I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the earth continues its path, and we see behind the sun, the constellation Virgo. Virgo is here through the 18, which in a way then becomes a 9, right? But we also had here the 10 and the 8, which also becomes a 9. The sun is then in Virgo, so the 9 is coming up here and is gonna make you see that pressure, right? That you're going through a big transformation when you go then in the next month into your new moon. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.